Hello again and welcome to Aging Fearlessly, a place that I hope to help you find your value and purpose so you can use it to build your best life and create a greater good. I'm your host, Guillermo Vidal, and I'm picking up where we left off in our last program, talking about how to recognize our value as human beings, even after all the material trappings we had attached our self-image to are gone. But before I go on, I want to encourage you to press the subscribe button at the bottom right hand of the screen if you like the material in these programs. Or doing so will expedite for you getting these programs, and then it helps me to know if my efforts to inspire people to find their value is actually reaching an audience. So back to our program. Now, if you remember, in part one of this topic, I discussed how your value and usefulness are not defined by the material things you pursue all of your life to this point. Your value and purpose is not defined by your job, accomplishments, wealth, status, nor titles. And although it feels uncomfortable now that these things look that they're going to be gone or have changed in ways you did not want, that doesn't mean you're worthless nor useless. Your value is not diminished. And you don't deserve to have society simply put you out to pasture. So how do we find value and usefulness when we don't have these things to attach our self-worth to? Well, you have to start by focusing your attention where your true value and purpose lie, within you. So how do I know this? Well, life experience. After finally becoming fully retired, and I stopped seeking replacement of the worldly things I once had lost, here's what I actually discovered. Our purpose and value lie within us. They're not in need of material badges of what we do, earn, or own to be acknowledged, but they do need our recognition so that we can own them. Now, I know this is contrary to what we've been taught, but the fact is that he or she who dies with the most toys, power, and status does not in fact win anything. Nor does he or she who dies with the biggest title become the most important person of their time. Absolutely not. As French statesman Charles de Gaulle once said, the graveyard is filled with indispensable men. Remember, when you die, all the material things you had in this life, they simply go away or to someone else. They're not permanently yours. What you truly possess is your spirit or soul, and you have the chance to help it evolve in this lifetime by finding your value. Now, how do you do this? Well, it takes effort. You can't just sit home watching TV and feeling sorry for yourself because of all the things that you once loved and now are gone. Nor can you spend your time wishing you were still the person you used to be. Your value is in the present moment, and it is manifested in the form of what you can do for a friend, family member, or even total stranger who appears in that moment. This means you have to be awake. This means you have to choose a life of spreading love, respect, and compassion for all, even for those you dislike the most. This calls for you to spend every moment you can being loving, positive, uplifting, encouraging, and life-giving. Now, this sounds like pie in the sky to you. Don't worry, it did to me at first. But when you stop and think about it, this is actually what humanity needs from all of us, don't you think? Humanity doesn't need us to make more money or compete harder with one another or create more weapons or factories or start more wars. Humanity needs for us to acknowledge the value and usefulness of every single one of us who is occupying the world at this time. And this can only be done through our attention in the present moment and giving our love, positivity, and compassion to everyone we meet that needs it. When you think about de Gaulle's quote, it serves as a reminder that life is transient. Our nature is such that we're here today and gone tomorrow. So we got to make the best that we can with the time that we have. Now, I find my purpose in helping others find their beauty, purpose, and value, and to remind them to use them to create a greater good. As I look back at my life, I can see that this purpose was always present in every situation, job, position that was mine. It actually helped me greatly in all of those functions, accomplish many things. But now I realize this purpose was always mine. It didn't belong to any organization. And it is still mine today, and living this purpose fills me. Frankly, however, I don't know who it is I'm helping, but I don't control that. I can only control my effort to reach out. And this YouTube channel is how I do that today. Now, hopefully my effort is helping someone, and I believe it is. Now, you may be wondering who assigned me this purpose. Well, I did. Ever since the voice within me began bubbling inside with the energy and inspiration to do it. Now, let me leave you with this one thought. There's a lot of talk and worry about how we're destroying our planet, and clearly we're doing some bad things to the climate. But we don't need to save her. Our planet does not need us to save her. The earth will adjust to whatever changes it needs to maintain its balance just fine, even if that means the end of humanity. But it is humanity that needs saving, and we can only do that with our awakening to the present moment and filling our lives spreading love, respect, and compassion for one another. Thank you for taking the time to watch this program. I hope to see you soon in another one.